need to share a nightmare story with you because I need you to know that this is happening. Of course, identifying details changed, but so I'm an OBGYN, and a few years ago I had a patient come in who had opted to have a home birth. And the reason she chose it was because she knew exactly how much it would cost, $2,000. And she said, I can pay that. She did not have insurance, and she was too scared that she would go bankrupt if she tried to have a birth in a hospital. And I get it. The average C-section costs $35,000 in this country for uninsured people. So she knew. The problem is that during her home birth experience, things were not going well, and she needed a C-section, and her home birth midwife was trying to have her come into the hospital. She delayed for hours because she was scared not of needing a C-section, but because of how much it would cost. She finally came in, and I met her, and the first question was, how much is this going to cost? How much for the spinal, for the blood draw, for the operating room, like how much? And I'm sitting there helpless while I'm watching her baby not do well. And don't come at me and say, oh my gosh, how could she care about that? She cares about that because she's an American and she's paying attention, and she knows just how much she could lose everything. And eventually we do the C-section, and the baby ended up being fine, but would have been a lot better if it had been done sooner. And she ended up hemorrhaging and needing blood transfusions, which, yes, cost money, but are also risky things she could have avoided. The next day, rounding on her, and I was like, I need to check your blood count again. How much is that going to cost? My heart broke for her. So here's the thing. This is a horror story, but this is healthcare in America. And for people who are on Medicaid, she wasn't, but for people who are on Medicaid, which, by the way, is the biggest payer of all births in this country, they're going to lose that. I can tell you, more and more people are going to do exactly what she did, which is not get care, not get prenatal care, not birth where they would have chosen, because they're so scared that they're going to lose everything financially. And Republicans are just okay with that. I felt helpless in that moment. But the reason I'm sharing that story today is because I know stories can change things, and I need you to share your stories too. And when we do that, we feel less helpless. So I have and you can share yours too, and we need to, because I know we're ringing all sorts of alarms, but this one is huge. $1 billion of cuts to a program that pays for people like this who could have benefited then and would benefit now. So she doesn't have that nightmare. We don't have that nightmare. I think is worth speaking up for. This isn't okay. Our most vulnerable people in our country deserve so much better.